Recently on the Dave Ramsey Show, Ramsey's sidekick George Kamel talked about how easy it is to become a millionaire. Take a listen to what he had to say, and I'll give my thoughts afterwards.
But let's say you're ready to invest. We recommend 15% into retirement, and we're going to even go lower than that. We're going to go $150 a month from age 24 to age 62. Let's see what happens. I've got it pulled up. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see in real time we use this investment calculator on our website, which is free. We'll link it in the description. So you have nothing saved. We're starting from zero, and we're going to invest $150 a month, and we're going to assume an 11% rate of return. Now, John, people are they're angry. They're already typing comments on YouTube going, where's this guy getting 11% on his investments? This is just historical data from the S&P 500. So if you look at the U.S. stock market over the last 50, 70 years, you're going to see an average rate of return of 11%. So we're going to use that as our number. And what do we find, John? $1 million. And guess what? 68,000 of that was John's contributions. 964,000 was growth. That is the power of starting early.
It sounds simple. It sounds empowering. It sounds like a message of hope, especially for younger people who feel like they have some catching up to do. But here's the thing. That millionaire math only works if everything goes as perfectly as George says it will. And even then, it may not buy you the lifestyle you think it will. First, let's start with Kamel's rate of return claim, 11%. First of all, that's a historical average over the last 80 years. It's based on the long-term historical performance of the S&P 500 before fees. Here's the deal. When you're using rates of return with these types of predictions, best practice is to look at what the market has actually done over the time frame you're predicting for the future. For example, if you want to know what rate of return you'll get over the next 40 years, take a look at what markets have done over the last 40 years. If you do so, you'll find that a much more realistic rate of return is between 9 and 10%. Furthermore, Dave Ramsey has long said that you can safely withdraw 8% per year from your investments in retirement. In a now famous video, George Kamel diverged with Ramsey by citing a study that says the most you can sustainably withdraw over a 30-year retirement is a paltry 4%. But after getting excoriated by Dave Ramsey live on the Ramsey Show.
Okay, I'm a little confused because I don't know what the hell George is doing a 3% withdrawal rate, because that's absolutely wrong. I'm gonna have to find out where that video is and get it taken down.
He backed off the 4% rule and now wholeheartedly embraces the 8% rule. So distribution rates are a key piece of the story, because if you believe you can withdraw 8% per year, that $1 million would produce $80,000 your first year in retirement, adjusted for inflation every year thereafter. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the problem. Almost no serious financial planner agrees with that number. Most rely on the aforementioned 4% rule, meaning that if you want your portfolio to last 30 years or more, you can safely withdraw only about 4% of your first year balance in retirement, adjusted every year thereafter for inflation. Why? Because markets are wildly volatile, and if you experience even a few bad years early in retirement, your portfolio could go into a death spiral from which it never recovers. So if we use a more realistic growth rate and a safer withdrawal percentage, the picture changes a lot. Let's rerun the numbers using assumptions that line up more closely with long-term market averages. Instead of 11%, let's use a more realistic 9% average annual return. That's still optimistic, but historically achievable for a well-diversified stock portfolio over these time periods. If you invest $150 per month for 38 years at 9%, you don't end up with $1,033,000. You end up with about $546,000. Now apply the 4% withdrawal rule, and your annual income in retirement would be about $21,800 per year before taxes. That's not exactly the millionaire lifestyle that the Ramsey Show is selling.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Now, we haven't even talked about inflation yet. Let's assume inflation averages 3% per year, roughly in line with long-term U.S. history. If you retire at 62, that $21,800 per year of retirement income will have the same buying power as about $8,500 today. Even under the Ramsey plan with 11% returns and an 8% withdrawal rate, your $80,000 annual income would only have the purchasing power of about $31,000 in today's dollars. So yes, technically you could be a millionaire, but you might not feel like one. $1 million isn't what it used to be, especially when you spread it over 25 or 30 years of retirement living, healthcare costs, and inflation that eats away at your purchasing power every single year. So why do Dave Ramsey and his team keep pushing this message? Because it's motivational. It's designed to give people hope. For someone buried in student loans or credit card debt, the idea that you can build wealth with just $150 a month feels empowering. It gets people moving. And let's be honest, getting started is half the battle. If you can get a 24-year-old to begin investing consistently, you've already changed their financial trajectory. But hope and math are not the same thing. You can't retire on optimism. You retire on real numbers, and those numbers need to account for market volatility, inflation, taxes, and realistic withdrawal rates. The truth is, there's nothing magical about $150 per month. It's a great starting point, but it's not a finish line. The real goal is to build multiple streams of tax-free income retirement. I'm talking Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, Roth conversions, and maybe even a properly designed index universal life policy as a volatility shield in retirement. See my other videos to learn how an IUL policy can help double the safe withdrawal rate on your stock market investments. That's how you get real peace of mind, not by assuming the stock market will hand you 11% every year for 38 years straight, and then taking an 8% withdrawal rate on your day one balance in retirement. Here's the takeaway. Dave Ramsey and his team are right about one thing. Starting early matters. But they're wrong about how far $150 a month can really take you. At 11% returns and an 8% withdrawal rate, the math looks magical. But under realistic conditions, 9% growth, 4% withdrawals, and normal inflation, your spending power looks more like middle-class subsistence than millionaire status. Hope gets you started, math keeps you on track, and the intersection of the two, that's where financial freedom actually lives. So the next time you hear that saving $150 a month will make you a millionaire, remember, that's not a promise, it's a motivational headline. To build real tax-free wealth, you need a plan rooted in math, not mythology. And if you want to see exactly how to do that, check out my upcoming book, The Secret Order of Millionaires, 7 Principles for Building Tax-Free Wealth. It's not just about hope, it's about a proven, time-tested formula for lasting prosperity. If you'd like help designing a balanced, comprehensive tax-free retirement plan that's rooted in reality, head over to davidmcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'll connect you with a vetted Power Zero advisor who's been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. And if you're a financial professional who wants to learn how to help your clients build tax-free retirement plans using the Power Zero framework, head over to powerzero.com and opt into my free video series. If you found this video helpful, be sure to click like, subscribe, and that bell so you never miss an update. This is David McKnight, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.